We are starting day 3 on Nick's very first forged knife, and for having such a lofty goal of an offset, serrated, forged to shape knife, I am so proud of you for being able to get it down to this close to shape on your first attempt. It looks so good. So basically what our next big goal is to go ahead and grind in the bevels. Honestly, because he shaped it down so much, it's not going to take a whole lot. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump onto the Broadbeck and get the bevels ground. So let's go ahead, Nick. We gave Nick quite a few practices at trying to grind bevels, and he just wasn't comfortable enough to try to do this on this particular knife. Honestly, to grind your first ever bevel and have it turn out perfect is almost an impossibility, so I went ahead and took the grinding duties on this one. All of this bevel grinding footage is being run at 4 times speed, so you can see just how slow and careful I'm being about setting down this primary bevel. Now, this you really have to take care about setting it down correctly because it's hand forged. There's going to be some natural, thick points and thin points, so you want to make sure that your bevel lines are absolutely crisp and straight. After I rough in those bevels on the 36 grit belts, I go up through the grits to 60, 120, and 220. After that, I'll switch it over to the surface conditioning belts. You really have to take care that before you move on to the next grit, you've taken out all of the scratches from the grit before. If you really pay attention and take your time, you will end up with an absolutely gorgeous satin finish. Speaking of gorgeous satin finishes, the best way to get yourself to one is to use these ultra fine surface conditioning belts with just a little squirt of WD-40. That absolutely does wonders. If you're going to leave a brute to forge finish like we are on this knife, don't forget to go over that brute to forge finish with this ultra fine surface conditioning belt with the WD-40 because it will knock off all of that extra carbon and will leave a really nice finish. Nick is back on the grinder, shaping up the bolster area of his handle material. You really have to make sure to get this area absolutely perfect and polished before you glue it onto the blade, because if you don't, it is almost impossible to shape and polish this section without scratching your blade. Here you can see him going up the grits to get that nice polished finish. I know it seems as if that belt is moving awfully fast for working on a natural wood handle, but you have to remember that this footage is going at 4 times speed, so actually that belt is going at about 30% power.
Yeah, Nick, show that angle grinder who's boss. To finish up our last day in the shop together, Nick is gluing up the handle materials and making sure everything's clamped nice and tight. I am, again, so proud of how he worked in the shop. He took direction like a champion and just enjoyed every single minute of the knife building process. And goodness, did I have a great time with him. I just want to take this moment to remind all of you guys that if you like this content and want to support my small business, please consider subscribing. That would help out my channel immensely, and I would appreciate every single one of you guys who do it. If you want to go above and beyond and really help out my small business, go ahead and share this content out with anybody who you think would like it. If you want to get a knife made by me, just go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, or check out my website. All of the links to those places are in the description down below. I had to just give him the assist here. You know I couldn't help myself.
That's where we're going to wrap up the third day. I got to head back down to Nashville, but we just got this handle put on there. The epoxy's still dripping. It was a good time forging this out, hammering on it in and out of the forge a lot. Definitely sore shoulder from it, but it's worth it. It's going to be a really useful knife for me. I don't really have a bread knife yet, and especially an offset. The bread knife I do have is just straight, so it's kind of hard, knuckles dragging on the cutting board a lot. But it was a good time. A lot of fun hammering, and hopefully next time I'm up we can do it all again.
That was all of my time with Nick in the shop, and I am incredibly proud of how it's turned out so far. The handle material's all glued up and ready to go, so I will go ahead and take it from here. I will finish out this knife and get it sent back to him so he can start using this thing in the professional kitchens he works in. I really appreciate all of the quality time I got to spend with my brother working on this project right here. And I also appreciate every single one of you guys for supporting my small business. Please go ahead and check out my Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok pages. And while you're here on YouTube, check out my other videos. I should have some quality content out there ready for you guys to check out. I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day.